welcome to another edition of Beer Dad's Beer Reviews. Me, Dave the Beer Dad, back again for another attempt at a beer review. It's that time of day when things are about to get a little bit crazy, shall we say. I've drank all what I've got except for my high-end ABV beers. So welcome to the dark side of my beer world and my beer reviews. Everything I've got left, which happens to be 3 Molen beers, all averaging round about 11.7 to 11.9, and I've got a Firestone Walker Eldorado Vintage 2016, which is about 10.8, in fact maybe 11.2, so I've got 4 beers in that ballpark to crack on with if I decide to go ahead with all of them. I'm going to do one now. It's the Molen beer, and it is the Negen Een or Negen Een. This weighs in at 11.7%. It says so in that bottom corner there. This is a spiced imperial Stout-ish. It's only the front. It says 9 plus 1 equals 10. Ingredients: water, barley, malts. Water, barley, malts, which include pills, caramel, roasted brown, crystal, chocolate, bitter hops, permanent, aloe vera, and top fermenting yeast. They say 11.7%. Bottled on the 24th of August 18, and best before the 24th of August 23. So they give us plenty of time. There's the best before this. You can see how much you pay for it. Excuse me, £4.50 out of Barton's, which I think is a bit of a bargain. Like I say, I've got one of these. There's the cap. I've got one of these. Sat in the cupboard. In fact, I've got all these. All these Molen beers I've got at home. So let's get to it. Got my little bottle opener. Let's pop a top. I was expecting a bit of smoke off that. There we go. Now usually to Molen make really good high-end, really good, make excellent high-end ABV beers. The Dutch seem to have, it's not just the Dutch as well, it's sort of people like Ultje, I think it's how you pronounce it. They seem to have got their head around how to make a decent high-end ABV beer. So, beer and glass, what we got? Jet black, a touch of red across the bottom here when you put it to the light. There's a rapidly dissipating, what was half a finger of tanned head. Looks great, I must admit. Does look really good. No lights getting through that whatsoever. I'll say there's just the fraction at the very tip. The camera can get that. The very tip of the glass. So, looks fabulous. Let's get a nose. Let's see what we can smell. Chocolate, coffee. There's licorice in there. Bit of burnt sugar, caramel, dark toffee, butterscotch, that type of stuff. Maybe even a little touch of hint of molasses. There's probably even, if I even taste it, I'd probably say there's probably a bit of tobacco in this. But it looks fabulous. Dark berries maybe as well. Just gonna taste it. Cheers. Negen Een. Super light carbonation. You wouldn't even know it was carbs, if I'm being honest with you. You just get a little tingle. That's it, done. Body wise, light to medium body. Flavour, going for a big carbful. There's a bit of spice there, a bit of pepper. There's an unusual flavour that could be the aloe vera. but everything else you would expect to get with a stout. Excuse me. There's sugars, there's heavily roasted beef, burnt malt, bit of licorice in there. $11.7, I say it was. No chance. Can't even get any of it. Not even getting a sort of any kind of feeling here. It's nothing in the palate. It tastes beautiful. It is so well made, but so dangerous. As I say, you do pick up the aloe vera. It's the only thing it's predominant. But when that does fade away, all these little subtle sort of imperial stout flavours come in. It starts off with the white pepper, that fades, and the aloe vera is there, but then it builds up into, excuse me, burnt sugar, a little bit of sweetness. A touch of licorice. It's an interesting drink. It's very interesting. It is unusual with the aloe vera. I must admit, it's not a flavour that I've come across before on with a beer. Do I like it? It's had the kind of oiliness to it that probably no, I don't. To be fair, it's had this oiliness to it, and viscosity that's not very. That's unusual. It's just unusual. Interesting. It really is. No, it's an interesting beer. As I say, it's unusual. I was expecting a little bit more from it, to be fair, because what you got in the nose, it doesn't kind of carry through into the flavour. It is sort of the aloe vera dominant. But for 11%, for £4.25, was it? £4.50. If you want to go to sleep fast, this is your drink. So do I like it? There's a smokiness to it as well. Do I like it? I don't know, if I'm honest. Jury's out on this one. This is one of these ones that I don't know if I do like it. As I say, jury's out. I think I might have to age check the one I've got that I'm aging, like that age go for a little bit. Would I recommend to friends? You know what? I would like them to try it. I would like a couple of my mates to give it a go, especially the ones who like the old, the high-end ABVs. We've all got mates who like high-end ABV beers. I'm the one who likes the high-end ABV beers. So yeah, would I buy it again? I got one. I did buy it again. I bought it a second time. So yeah, I probably would. I would like to give this another go. Kind of think about it and mull it over a little bit. But it's decent. I just think the aloe vera is just a very unusual flavour that you pick up in a beer. I was expecting what I could smell to transfer into the taste, and it just doesn't. So, the Molen then, Negen Een, or N, the spiced imperial Stout-ish at 11.7%. If you've been lucky enough to have this beer and you haven't fell asleep while you're drinking it, please put a comment below, let me know what you think. If you're watching for the first time, hit the subscribe button, it's in the bottom corner down there. Do that if you like the video, do that if you don't, and I'll see you all on the next video. Hail y ale, and happy drinking.